You're listening to Daily Horoscope for your zodiac sign with Stephanie Campos. I'm your host, Stephanie Campos, and I am a practicing astrologer, psychic medium, and witch. In each daily episode, I covered a detailed overview of the astrology of the day and what you can expect from full moons to Mercury retrogrades. I've got you covered. And of course, there is always a personalized horoscope for your zodiac sign. If you scroll down in the show notes, there are always timestamps included for your convenience. And a quick pro tip before we dive in, I do recommend listening to your horoscope based on your rising sign for more accuracy. And if you are loving this podcast, don't be shy, leave a rating. Hell, even a review. I'm a one human show and produce each and every episode every day just for you. And your support means so much. Now let's get into the astrology of the day. This is your daily horoscope for Wednesday, December 10th, 2025. Around 4 a.m., Neptune stations direct in Pisces at 29 degrees for the last time in our lifetimes. OMG. If you love listening to your horoscope and are curious to learn more about astrology, I am teaching an Intro to Astrology course in my program, Grimoire. I have opened enrollment for 2026. It is a year-long class series where every month there is a pre-recorded lesson that drops on the first of the month. And then there is also a live class session later in the month for us to gather, answer questions, do practical exercises together, create community, and to strengthen your own relationship with your intuition, your psychic abilities, and your spirit team. If this sounds like something you are interested in, there is a link in the show notes, and I hope to see you there. I am so excited about this next version of the course. I have expanded the program and added way more content. Okay, back to Neptune. Last time in our lifetimes sounds so dramatic, and it is. It really is. So Neptune is finishing its tour in Pisces. It's been in the sign of Pisces since like 2011. Geez, right? What a time. And it's stationing direct at 29 degrees, which is that anaretic degree. So in astrology, when planets are sitting at that final degree, it just adds extra tension and an emphasis. And the outer planets, like Neptune, the planets that are further away from Earth, we don't really feel their retrogrades because they retrograde for so long, for like 4 months, 5 months out of the year. But when we do feel them, that extra exclamation point is the day that the planet turns retrograde and the day that the retrograde ends or it stations direct. So this might be a day where you are a little bit more emotional. It could be a day where you are feeling a little bit more tapped into the subconscious, the collective unconscious, your own intuition, your spirituality, focused on your beliefs, your dreams, your creativity, the concept of oneness. It's my hope that with this final station in the sign of Pisces, we have a lot more people waking up and remembering that we need one another. We are moving through a time in the world that is deliberately positioning the left against the right to distract us from the 1%, the billionaires that are single-handedly destroying Earth and its resources. And we need one another. We are all interconnected. And it's my hope that more people feel this interconnectedness, this deep sense of compassion for humanity, that a human is a human is a human, that it is never too late to forgive, to change. Those are very Neptunian, especially with Neptune moving through Pisces themes. You might be dealing with forgiveness in your life, whether it's to a past version of yourself or someone else. But this is a very emotional and spiritual turning point. We are definitely going to see themes in the collective, and it's going to bring us back, please hold, to July 4th, that is when Neptune began its retrograde in the sign of Aries. So, whatever themes, topics were unfolding for you around that time, they might resurface around now as well. Okay, but wait, there's more. Oh, today's a big one. All right. We have Mercury in Scorpio opposite Uranus in Taurus. This is taking place at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and it's taking place at 28 degrees. So if you have any planets or placements around 28 degrees of Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, or Aquarius, you're the main characters. And Mercury is the planet of communication. Uranus is the planet of surprise. And they're forming an opposition, which is kind of like a tense connection. So when these two planets sit opposite one another in the sky, it brings surprise, sudden events, disruptions, running into people out of the blue. This is going to bring us back to Saturday, November 29th. That was when Venus was opposite Uranus. And this is also going to bring us back to Wednesday, November 19th. That was when Mercury retrograde was opposite Uranus and Taurus. But wait, it's also going to bring us back to November 21st. That was when the sun was opposite Uranus. So there's some surprising, unexpected storyline that's been developing. And this is like the final pass of that, okay? Because most planets have moved on. They're in Sagittarius now, and they're just not going to be forming an opposition to Uranus after Mercury makes this pass. So think back to those dates, what was kind of unfolding, what themes were coming up. This is like the exclamation point of that moment. It's a time where you could learn lucky news, like this could be exciting energy, but it could also totally catch you off guard. There could be like a random exciting contract that comes your way, but there could also be a moment where you're walking down the street and you're like, oh my God, that's someone from high school. I need to hide in this bush. You know what I mean? Anyways, expect the unexpected. Now, around 9:30 p.m., Venus in Sagittarius is going to form a square with the nodes of fate and destiny, yes, at 13 degrees. So if you have any planets or placements around 13 degrees of Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, or Pisces, you're the main characters for this one. Venus is the planet of connection and personal values and finances and our creativity. And since it's forming a harsh angle with the nodes of fate and destiny, there could be some sort of important decision or interaction regarding people, relationships in our life, or also contracts as well. So this is going to be one where you really have to have placements around that point in the sky to feel it intensely. Otherwise, the energy is a little bit more subtle. But there is the possibility that you meet someone or receive a contract that feels fated in some way. Now, around 11:30 p.m., the moon in Virgo will form a square with Venus in Sagittarius. This can kick up your desire for, just being appreciated or indulgence. Maybe you want a little sweet treat. Maybe you are feeling affectionate, but it can also kick up a little bit of conflict or discord. Maybe you feel like your love language isn't being met in the moment the way that you wish it was. Aries, today you could learn some unexpected news regarding your finances when Mercury faces off with Uranus. Unexpected bills or debt may make themselves known, or perhaps a surprise contract arrives out of the blue. You may also need to make a last-minute investment, like maybe something breaks in your kitchen, or you have to replace a tire. This is also supportive energy for emotionally releasing pieces of your past that no longer serve you. This can bring an emotional breakthrough and a feeling of liberation. Taurus, surprising conversations are taking place in your close relationships today when Mercury forms an opposition with Uranus. A partner or collaborator may be craving more space or independence or share something surprising with you. Unexpected contracts and collaborations can also arrive out of the blue, but they can also end out of the blue as well. Others are not shying away from telling you how they really feel. And this energy can feel both liberating, but also jarring. Gemini, a pile of surprise work may land on your desk when Mercury forms an opposition with Uranus. Unexpected responsibilities can pop up in your day-to-day routine at the last minute, and maybe it results in a change of plans. This is also not the best day to overextend yourself because it can easily lead to exhaustion. So try to prioritize your well-being if you can, and trust that the energy of the day, you're meant to go with the flow. Nothing is meant to go according to plan. And on the bright side, this is a very fabulous and supportive day and energy for breaking habits and replacing them with something more constructive. Cancer, you may be hit with a wave of creative inspiration when Mercury forms an opposition with Uranus. This is a great time to pick up a hobby that you enjoy but haven't done in a while, or maybe even try something new. Unexpected conversations can take place within your romantic partnerships, friendships, or with any collaborators. And this can lead to either some exciting news or maybe some shocking news. It's also possible that you encounter some unexpected forms of support. Leo, you may feel like you have to get something off of your chest today when Mercury forms an opposition with Uranus. If there's something you've been thinking about or keeping to yourself, today you may feel like you're about to erupt if you don't share it with the important people in your life or with the world at large. It's also possible that secrets can be revealed, or maybe you're breaking away from old generational patterns and family dynamics that no longer serve you. Unexpected twists and turns can pop up in your personal life with family members, your living situation, and even with your career. But with Uranus, it's hard to say whether this will be a welcome surprise or if it might cause a little extra stress. Virgo, conversations go in a completely different direction than you were expecting today when Mercury forms an opposition with Uranus. Plans can change last minute. Friends or a close family member or confidant may share something surprising with you. Unexpected contracts may arrive, and conversations in general can just feel a little bit more disruptive. Interesting solutions can be reached. And it's also possible that you're choosing to pick up a new subject to study. Libra, this is not the day to swipe your credit card freely when Mercury forms an opposition with Uranus. An unexpected bill may arrive, or maybe a sudden shift in your finances or resources. That could look like, on one hand, maybe a new work invitation or opportunity, maybe a sudden raise or a check arrives that you forgot about. But on the other hand, it could look like a change in your finances. Or maybe you're paying off some debt. Unexpected revelations or discussions about your resources can take place today. Scorpio, you may be sharing some shocking information with an important person in your life when Mercury in your sign forms an opposition with Uranus. If there's something you've been keeping to yourself and are hoping to get off of your chest, today you might just not be able to stand it anymore. You may be craving more independence or freedom in your relationships. And if you're on shaky foundation, you may decide you're ready to split. But on the other hand, unexpected conversations can lead to new breakthroughs in your relational dynamics. It's also possible that unexpected developments regarding some of your personal goals may take place, or maybe an intriguing and unexpected contract arrives. Sagittarius, your subconscious is illuminated today when Mercury forms an opposition with Uranus. It's easier for you to identify and see into patterns and behaviors that no longer serve you. Where and how are you getting in your own way? This is also an important day for you to reprioritize your relationship with rest. Overdoing it can lead to burnout and exhaustion and have an impact on your overall well-being. If there is a habit you are trying to break or kick, today is the day to do it. Uranus brings sudden separations. Capricorn, today you may be experiencing some unexpected developments regarding some of your hopes and dreams for the future when Mercury forms an opposition with Uranus. Maybe an unexpected source of support arrives, or even some exciting news that's worth celebrating. On the other hand, this can also spell drama for some of your friendships and communities or groups that you're a part of. Or perhaps you're just associating and mingling with people that you don't normally hang out with or spend time with. Surprising collaborations can also pop up. Or maybe you get a fun last-minute invite to something out of the blue. Aquarius, this is a big day for your professional life and your public persona when Mercury forms an opposition with Uranus. You may have some exciting news to share with the world or your loved ones. Unexpected developments can take place in your career or professional life. Maybe a boss is fired last minute, or there's big changes at your company, or maybe you're up for a raise that you didn't even know about. Sudden and unexpected opportunities can arrive, but it's also possible that certain contracts end out of the blue. And there can also be a lot going on simultaneously, and these surprises can take place in both your personal life, with your family or living situation, or in your public life, but most likely both. Pisces, information you learn today can leave you feeling a little shocked to your core when Mercury forms an opposition with Uranus. Conversations and discussions take interesting and unexpected turns. And information that is revealed has the potential to shift your own belief system. On the bright side, innovative solutions and breakthroughs can arrive. And it's also possible that you just learn some information that feels shocking or unexpected. Maybe someone chooses to share something vulnerably with you that you didn't see coming. As always, I hope your daily horoscope has offered some guidance and support throughout your day. And if you can't get enough of this podcast and want more horoscopes, I invite you to join me over on Patreon, where every Sunday you gain instant access to 7 episodes of your daily horoscope for the week ahead, a weekly psychic reading, a monthly tarot spread, and a monthly meetup, which ranges from group tarot readings to group mediumship readings and circles to ask me anything about your personal birth chart. These group monthly meetups have been a real highlight over the past few months, and I am enjoying them so much. There is a link in the show notes to join. It is only $10 a month. And I hope to see you there. As always, I'm sending you love, protection, and blessings in every single dimension. Thanks so much, and see you tomorrow.